the wrath of water a global phenomenon. In an age where natural disasters are increasingly caught on camera, few scenes are as terrifying as a monster flash flood, a wall of water tearing through homes, streets, and even entire towns with merciless force. From the mountains of Nepal to the deserts of Saudi Arabia, these catastrophic events have been captured in real time, revealing nature's fury in its rawest form. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video with others. The serenity of the Himalayas can be deceptive. Towering peaks, cloaked in snow and ice, give the illusion of permanence, of an unyielding strength against the elements. But in June 2013, the mountains themselves seemed to weep, unleashing a torrent of destruction upon the valleys below. The most haunting footage emerged from the holy town of Kedarnath, a pilgrimage site nestled amongst these majestic peaks. A sudden cloudburst, a phenomenon as unpredictable as it is ferocious, unleashed its fury upon the unsuspecting town. What had been a trickle, a stream, transformed in a matter of hours into a raging monster. Entire buildings, places of worship, homes were swept away as if they were mere twigs in a swollen current. Videos, captured by those who had sought refuge on higher ground, showed raging brown torrents ripping through the heart of villages, carrying not just debris but trees, cars, and even people. The sheer power of the water was humbling, terrifying. Over 5,000 souls were lost in this Himalayan tsunami, their lives claimed by the unforgiving surge. Helicopters dispatched for rescue missions recorded scenes that looked like something out of a disaster film, except it was all too real. The scars left on the landscape, the shattered lives, serve as a stark reminder of the awesome power that nature holds, a power we can neither control nor fully predict. The Ahr Valley, a region of idyllic German villages, nestled amidst vineyards and rolling hills, seems an unlikely place for such devastation. Yet, in July 2021, this peaceful landscape was ravaged by what was described as the worst flood in over a century. The Ahr River, usually a source of tranquility and beauty, transformed into a raging torrent fueled by relentless rainfall. The water, rising at an alarming rate, quickly overwhelmed the riverbanks, spilling out into the surrounding towns and villages. Security cameras, silent witnesses to the unfolding tragedy, caught the moment the water burst through streets, transforming them into raging rivers within minutes. Cars, once symbols of mobility and freedom, were tossed about like toys, their metal frames no match for the water's relentless force. Buildings, some standing for centuries, crumbled and were torn apart, as if made of mere sandcastles. At least 183 lives were lost in this catastrophe, families torn apart, futures extinguished in the blink of an eye. Entire towns like Shuld were virtually flattened overnight, reduced to piles of rubble. Survivors, those fortunate enough to have escaped the flood's wrath, described waking up to the terrifying sound of water smashing through their doors with a deafening roar. Their stories, filled with loss and disbelief, serve as a stark reminder that even in the heart of Europe, nature's fury can strike with terrifying speed and power. Nepal, a land of soaring peaks and deep valleys, is no stranger to the power of nature. In June 2021, the town of Melamki, nestled in a picturesque valley, became another tragic example of nature's raw power. Days of torrential rain, battering the already saturated slopes of the Himalayas, had transformed the Melamchi River, usually a lifeline for the community, into a ticking time bomb. Then it happened. The river, engorged with rainwater and debris, burst its banks, sending a terrifying wall of water crashing down the valley. What was most shocking was the speed at which the disaster unfolded. Local residents, going about their daily lives, suddenly found themselves running for their lives as the river, once a source of life and sustenance, transformed into a raging torrent in a matter of seconds. Mobile phone footage, captured by terrified residents, shows a black wave of debris, boulders and mud surging into the valley, swallowing everything in its path. Homes, shops, bridges all vanished beneath the muddy torrent. The force of the water was such that it carved a new path through the valley, changing the landscape forever. Rescue operations, hampered by destroyed roads and collapsed bridges, became a race against time. The Melamki flood served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of communities living in the shadow of the Himalayas, where a change in weather can quickly turn from a blessing into a curse. Chapter 4: Saudi Arabia Desert Turned Ocean. The desert kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a land synonymous with arid landscapes and scorching sun, seems an unlikely place to witness the devastating power of flash floods. Yet in 2009, the world watched in disbelief as rare torrential storms transformed the streets of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia's second-largest city, into raging rivers. The desert sands, normally parched and thirsty for any drop of moisture, proved no match for the sheer volume of water that fell from the sky. Viral videos, shared widely on social media, showed luxury cars, symbols of wealth and status, floating down flooded streets like discarded toys. People, caught off guard by the sudden deluge, clung desperately to lampposts and billboards, anything to stay above the rising, debris-filled water. The scenes were surreal, a stark reminder that even in the most unexpected of places, nature's fury can manifest with terrifying consequences. In 2022, the city was once again at the mercy of flash floods. This time, security cameras captured a particularly chilling scene. An entire underground parking lot filled with vehicles was inundated in under 10 minutes. The water, a churning brown torrent, rushed in with such speed that those inside had a little chance of escape. Dozens of vehicles were submerged, their metal frames no match for the relentless surge. These events, shocking as they were, served as a wake-up call, highlighting the vulnerability of desert cities to extreme weather events, even in a region where rainfall is often scarce. Chapter 5, USA, Arizona's dry riverbed surprise. The American Southwest, a land of vast deserts, canyons and mesas, is known for its beauty but also its unforgiving climate. Flash floods, while not uncommon in this arid region, pose a particular danger due to the deceptive nature of the terrain. Dry riverbeds, often bone dry for months on end, can transform into raging torrents in a matter of minutes, catching unsuspecting visitors off guard. In 2023, a group of tourists hiking through a canyon in Arizona experienced the terrifying speed and power of a flash flood firsthand. One of the tourists, live-streaming their adventure, unknowingly captured the sudden arrival of the flood. The footage, shared widely online, shows a trickle of water in the distance, a seemingly innocuous sight in this dry landscape. Within seconds, however, the trickle transforms into a roaring wave of water, surging down the canyon with astonishing speed. The tourists, caught off guard, scramble for higher ground as the wall of water, carrying debris and boulders, rushes past. The most chilling aspect of that video is that the sky above the tourists remains clear, the sun still shining. The flood had originated miles upstream, a consequence of a localized thunderstorm, highlighting the unpredictable nature of these events. Chapter 6, China Zhengzhou Subway Disaster. In July 2021, the city of Zhengzhou, China, experienced rainfall of extraordinary proportions. A year's worth of rain fell in just 3 days, overwhelming the city's drainage systems and turning streets into rivers. But it was the Zhengzhou subway system, a symbol of the city's modernity and progress, that became the focal point of the disaster. As the relentless rain continued, water began to seep into the subway tunnels, quickly overwhelming the system's defenses. What unfolded next was a terrifying testament to the power of water and the vulnerability of urban infrastructure. Dramatic and harrowing footage captured on mobile phones by trapped passengers emerged from the flooded subway system. The videos, often claustrophobic and poorly lit, showed water pouring into the train carriages with terrifying speed, rising from ankle-deep to chest-deep in a matter of minutes. Passengers, trapped inside the carriages, clung to handrails and each other, their faces etched with fear and desperation. The air, thick with humidity and the stench of stagnant water, grew heavy as oxygen levels dwindled. The videos, often accompanied by the panicked cries of those trapped, offered a chilling glimpse into the terrifying reality of being caught in a flash flood underground, with no escape route in sight. The Zhengzhou subway disaster, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of extreme rainfall in densely populated urban areas, claimed the lives of hundreds of people. The images and videos, shared worldwide, served as a sobering reminder of the importance of resilient infrastructure and the ever-present threat posed by climate change. Outro, a stark reminder. These videos, horrifying as they are, play a vital role. They educate, warn, and document. Flash floods can form within minutes, triggered by cloudbursts, dam breaks, or blocked drainage systems. Unlike slow-rising floods, they give little to no warning, and their water often carries deadly debris, trees, rocks, and even chunks of buildings. Captured on camera, their monstrous scale is undeniable. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video with others.